Good morning, everybody. Brian here. This is Class A Plus English, and today we're going to look into the origins of the word brunch. And also, we're going to look at some other word combinations, a very typical thing in English, combining two words to make a new word. There is a word for this. It's a French word. Let's have a quick look. It is portmanteau. Look, portmanteau.
Portmanteau.
Portmanteau. A portmanteau is a word or part of a word made by combining the spelling and meanings of two words and putting them together, such as, as smog, which is like pollution when a city's there's pollution over the city. We're going to look at it. It's a combination of smoke and fog. All right, cool. So let's get into it. Where are we? All right, let's jump into it. I hope you're well. It is the 16th of November today. Usually I play video games, don't I? But I've been having some problems streaming Fallout. So what I've been doing is I've been playing it and uploading me playing Fallout pretty badly. Yeah, it's going to improve. I will get better. Anyway, but that's for another day. Here we are, the history of brunch. So we're going to watch a video called the Hungover Origins of Brunch. Hangover, hungover. What does that mean? A hangover is when you go out with your friends and you consume too much alcohol. And then the next day, oh my God, I'm going to die. My head hurts. My body hurts. My brain hurts. Yes, hangover, hungover, to have a hangover. And they're saying that this is the origin. We're going to watch a video. I hope you're not too hungry because this food looks absolutely delicious. Let's jump into it. Oh, we have some questions. What two words does the word brunch combine? When do we eat brunch? I'm not sure about this one. I disagree. And why did Guy Beringer come up with the idea of brunch? To come up with an idea, to think of an idea, to come up with a plan, to come up with an idea, come up with a solution. Okay? All right, here we go.
Whether you're in it for the bottomless mimosas, the decadent pancakes, or the avocado toast, brunch is hands down the best part of the weekend. While enjoying the finer things in life, did you ever stop to think about how this glorious eating tradition began? Well, it all started with a man with a hangover.
Guy invents brunch. Seriously.
Back in 1895, there was this guy named, Guy, and he was a writer living in England. At that time, Sundays were a big deal, and early post-church meat-heavy meals were all the rage. But for those nursing a hangover and recovering from the previous night's debauchery, those meals weren't always appetizing. So Guy proposed a compromise and penned a prolific essay appropriately named Brunch, a Plea. He envisioned a hybrid meal of sorts that was lighter than the typical meat spread and included a variety of pastries. Friends could gossip about the previous night's indiscretions while chasing their hangovers with some hair of the dog. But the delicious British invention took what seems like forever, 30 years, to catch on in the States. When it did, Sunday morning never looked the same again. So the next time you're enjoying a French toast chased by a Bloody Mary, take a second to thank the hard-drinking Englishman by the name of Guy.
Nice. And there you go. The origin story of brunch. So let's have a look at the questions. What two words does the word brunch combine? That's right. It's a portmanteau of breakfast and lunch. I disagree with this one. When do we eat brunch? When is a good time to eat brunch? Any time for me. But here, they're saying Sundays. I would disagree with this. Why not Saturdays? Why not Fridays? Why not Tuesdays? Why did he come up with this plan, this idea to have brunch? So he said in the late 19th century, it was all the rage, I think it was, to have very heavy breakfasts, lots of meat, you know. And he thought, oh, this is too much for my hangover. I want pastries. I want sweet food. It was because he had a hangover. Now they used some phrases there. The first one was hands down. Hands down is a nice expression. It means without a doubt. There are three Chinese restaurants in my neighborhood, and hands down, this one is the best, without a doubt. So when we're looking at options, you know what I mean? I think when we say one option is better, is the best, hands down, that one is the best. Then he said that brunch was becoming all the rage. Was it brunch or big breakfast? All the rage. All the rage is something that's very fashionable. It's very trendy. It's maybe a craze, a fad, we could say. I don't think it's a fad, but like electric scooters at the moment, yeah? I think everywhere in the world, they are all the rage. They're super popular. Then he said the hair of the dog. The hair of the dog, Brian? What the hell does that mean, you ask? Well, the hair of the dog, I'm not sure if it's the best idea in the world, but it's definitely a popular idea, I think, amongst certain people. The hair of the dog is a solution. What you do is when you have a hangover, so you overindulged the night before, and you feel maybe your head hurts, low energy, your throat. The hair of the dog is to drink more alcohol the next morning. Yeah. So the idea being that you drink more alcohol and it will kind of balance your brain. It will kind of make you feel a bit better. I don't know if that's true or not, but it is a popular solution. A typical hair of the dog would be, let me think. A typical hair of the dog would be a Bloody Mary. What's a Bloody Mary, you ask? Well, a Bloody Mary is tomato juice, vodka, and our favorite word, Worcestershire sauce. Ooh, there's that word again. We'll come to this later on in the pronunciation video. So the idea is you have some tomato, vodka, Worcestershire sauce, and sometimes even the most awful, the most disgusting of all the vegetables, celery. Ugh, a stalk of celery. Not my idea at all. Not my idea of fun. And then the final one is a phrasal verb. He said it took a while. I think he said it took 30 or 40 years for America to catch up with Britain about this idea of the brunch. To catch up with an idea is when you're behind and then you have to catch up. Maybe it's study. You've been ill for a few days. You need to kind of work a bit harder to catch up with everybody else, All right, let's move on. Do you like the idea of brunch? Of course I like the idea of brunch. That food looks amazing. It looks incredibly delicious. I was going to buy some stuff this morning, but then it would just be me and a cup of coffee and some churros, yeah? Now, I have to admit something, okay? Brunch does not exist for me. Brunch is just breakfast, yeah? It doesn't matter what time I eat this. It could be 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's still breakfast for me. The idea of brunch, right, is that you have it because it's too late for breakfast. It's too early for lunch. It's like kind of in the middle, It's in the middle, But I don't know. For me, I just call it breakfast. Let's do some vocabulary. So here we are. Here's that word again. Now, portmanteau, a blend, a combination of words. We're going to look at some here. The first word is one of my favorites, chocoholic. A chocoholic. And that is a combination of the two words, chocolate, and alcoholic. Now, what is an alcoholic? An alcoholic is someone who can't stop drinking, okay? That's basically it, isn't it? An alcoholic can't stop drinking alcohol. So a chocoholic is someone who eats excessive amounts of chocolate. Now, personally, whereas alcoholic has a negative meaning, I don't think a chocoholic does, you know. It's like, oh, my friend, she's a chocoholic. You know, it's kind of a funny joke, you know. All right, next one. And I never knew this, yeah? Internet. And the internet is a portmanteau of international network, a global system of interconnected computer networks. And the last one, we just looked at it in the dictionary, is smog, a mixture of smoke, gases, and chemicals, especially in cities, that makes the atmosphere difficult to breathe and harmful for health. And I believe, I'm not sure, but I think this is true. Los Angeles, LA in California, it was notorious for its smog, I guess maybe in the 70s and the 80s, you know, but like they say that like Los Angeles had really, really bad smog, and I think that's where this portmanteau originates from. All right, so there are some examples of portmanteaus, these combined words. Now let's deconstruct some of these words. Look at the words and their definitions, and let's try and guess where the words came from, where they derive from. Maybe you want to pause oh no, we're not doing a video. If you were watching this later on, pause it, yeah? And you can kind of go through it. The first one is hangry. Let's look at the definition. Bad-tempered or irritable as a result of hunger. Bad-tempered, irritable, grumpy, hangry. What could that be a combination of? Well, let's have a look. Bad-tempered or irritable as a result of hunger. So the first word is going to be hungry. Hungry and angry. All right, next one. Rom-com, which is a popular genre of TV films. It's a film or TV program about love that is intended to make you laugh. Anything with Hugh Grant, basically. And that's right, it is a mixture, it's a blend of romantic comedy. C, glamping. Glamping. Now, I think glamping is all the rage at the moment. It's very, very popular. And it's a type of camping that's more comfortable and luxurious than traditional camping. Right. And so, yeah, and more expensive, of course, as well than your traditional tent and fire and campsite. So glamping is a mixture of two words. It is glamorous. Glamorous. Listen to the pronunciation there, not glamour. Glamorous and camping. Okay. So these are all typical words. Yeah, I've seen hangry in the media. Rom-com is like a genre of films. Glamping is like all the rage at the moment. I would suggest that this word D, chillax, is dead. Why is it dead? Because there was a British Prime Minister, what was his name? David Cameron, and he used this word in a TV interview, you know. He said something like, "Oh, I think I'm going to chillax this weekend," and everybody went, "Oh my God, did he just say that? Did he really just say that?" So chillax, calm down and relax, is a mixture. It's a blend of the two words chill, to chill out. I'm going to chill out this weekend, and to relax. Relax, don't do it. All right. Yeah. So David Cameron, he said something like, myself and my wife are going to chillax this weekend. And I don't think any young person ever used that word again. It was David Cameron trying to get down with the kids and be cool and be groovy. And oh my God, yeah. All right, the last one here is infomercial. It's an advertising film which promotes a product in an informative and supposedly objective style. Nice use of the word supposedly there, meaning it's not objective. It's an advert. I don't watch TV anymore. Um, but there used to be like shopping channels, like 24-hour shopping channels, and there's a couple of people in the kitchen, and they're always checking out their stainless steel, high quality kitchen knives. Chop, 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 chop. And the lady is like, "Oh my God, John, it cuts so smooth and clean." It's like, "Yeah, Jane, it's fantastic. And you too can get it because it's on sale, blah, 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 blah." An infomercial, information and commercial. I don't know. Do they still exist? I'm not sure. Okay, let's look at these questions. What do you do when you feel hangry? When you feel hangry? That's a good question, right? What do I do when I feel hangry? Well, I have to admit, everybody, I'm a grown man. I'm an adult. I don't get hangry. My name is Brian, and I am not a hangryholic. When I get hangry, when I get hungry, as an adult, I eat. Yeah, it's the simplest solution to this problem. Um, maybe young kids get hangry. They're a bit hungry and they have a tantrum. I do know one animal that gets extremely hangry, and that is my black cat, Keddy, who, if I don't feed her quick enough, she'll bite me. She bites my leg. She'll bite if I'm not wearing shoes or anything. She'll bite my feet. But if I'm wearing something on my feet, she'll go for the legs. She meows really loudly. She'll get in the way of everything I'm doing. Um, and the more I ignore her, the louder the meowing meow goes up. It gets higher and higher and higher until I feed her. And this could be something like I go out into the flat for a few hours, I come home, and Jesus, my cat is like ready to kill me, because like she's starving and she hasn't eaten in 2 hours, and oh my God, she's going to die. So yeah, definitely my cat gets really, really hangry. What was the last rom-com you watched? Do you like such films? I'm not a big fan of rom-coms, to be honest with you. I've watched them all. I've seen Love Actually. I've seen Bridget Jones, Notting Hill. These are all, anything with Hugh Grant is basically a rom-com, right? He has that. He has that market sewn up. He has it dominated, doesn't he? Um, of course, we're coming into Christmas now, and it's time for the Netflix Christmas rom-com films, yeah? They have these generic films. It's always about the girl who's working in the big city in a high-pressure job. She's assistant DA or something like that. And then she comes home for Christmas to visit her mom and pop, because they're always American. And the parents have a carpenter or a builder doing some work in the house, and it's love at first sight. But there's always a few complications, and usually the man has a young kid because he's divorced, and for some reason the wife died in a car crash or something happened, but it wasn't his fault, whatever it was. And yeah, they all wear the matching jumpers. They all wear the matching Christmas jumpers and live happily ever after. Would I ever like to try glamping? Why or why not? Yeah, if you pay for it, I will definitely try it. This week I was looking on. I was going to do it today, but I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest with you. If you Google, like most luxurious glamping sites, there's some incredible places. There's one. There's an eco glamping in Patagonia in Chile. Yeah, and just looked incredible. Often you see the glamping, they're kind of like they're like golf balls. They're round, and you can see the stars and stuff. I was talking to a few students, and they've done it. One did it in Colombia. She said it was amazing, and another student said he did it in Kenya, and he said he thought it was a bit expensive. But then he was in the middle of nowhere. He was in the savannah. Yeah, if you go online, you can check some up. They do get expensive. At least for me, they get pretty expensive. But yeah, I'd definitely like to try it. Why not? Although the question is, if you're going to pay, like for example, there was one glamping place, and it was $8,000 a night, right? 8 grand a night. Um, if I'm going to pay, and imagine I'm going to stay for the weekend, so I'm talking a couple of days. Let's say $24,000. Yeah, I think I'd prefer to stay in a hotel, rather than I don't know. It depends. It depends on the location. Yeah. All right. What are the ways you chillax? How do you chillax, everyone? How do you relax when you have some free time? When it's the weekend, when you have time to have a nice, slow, leisurely lunch, or breakfast or brunch. Yeah. Me, I like to look out the window. I can look out the window for hours. Yeah, absolutely hours. Or watching nature films and documentaries. No, no, no. All right. Have you ever bought anything because of an infomercial? I don't think I have. I don't think I have. I've definitely bought things on the spur of the moment. On the spur of the moment, meaning spontaneously. But that might be something like Amazon. I'm a little bit prone to buying things on the spur of the moment on online. Like I said, I haven't watched TV in years, and I haven't seen any shopping channels for. There's probably on YouTube, yeah. There probably are some on YouTube. Okay, let's think. Okay, so now we're going to construct some portmanteaus, right? To make um, some combined words. So the first one, we have two words. We have net as an internet, and we have etiquette, the social norms, what you should and what you shouldn't do, the correct or acceptable way of using the internet. Okay, this is quite a common word. It would be, anyone? It's the netiquette. The netiquette. The, I don't know, does it exist? Yeah. But for me, netiquette would be that when you're typing, you don't type all caps. You don't type in capital letters. That's considered very rude. It's considered to be shouting, isn't it? You know what I mean? So, I mean, that would be netiquette. That would be one example. If you can think of any other examples of netiquette, please leave a comment. I'm quite interested what else there might be. Yeah. Um, but keep them decent. All right, the next one I think we should all know. It's the web, the interwebs, and seminar. A seminar conducted over the internet is a webinar. A webinar. I often attend teaching webinars, yeah? Okay. C. Now we have two here. We have emotion and we have icon. A digital icon or sequence of keyboard symbols that serves to represent a facial expression. Some of you might know them as emojis, but we also have the word emoticon. Emoticon. Now for the next one, I have to admit I have never heard this word before. Now, just because I haven't heard it doesn't mean it exists, but all I'm saying is I've never heard of this word. And we have cooperation and competition. Collaboration between business competitors, opponents, in the hope of mutually beneficial results. Any ideas what this might be? Like I said, I've never heard of this word. It's co-opetition or something? Co-opetition. Co-opetition. Sounds very, very LinkedIn, doesn't it? It sounds very, very designed by LinkedIn, this word. For me, a better word would be, well, a better expression would be a joint venture. A joint venture. which is when two companies, maybe they're doing a big project, two construction companies, they're going to build a tunnel through a mountain. You know, it's a really big operation, and they might do a joint venture. They work together to complete the project rather than co-opetition. I wouldn't know what if somebody said that to me, I wouldn't know what they're talking about. Next one, we should know it. Yeah, you see it on Twitch, you see it on YouTube, people walking around Thailand or Japan with their selfie sticks. Personal website or social media account where a person regularly posts social short videos, not so short sometimes. It is a vlog, and the person, of course, is a vlogger. So you write a blog on the internet and you post a vlog. The last one is difficult because they're two synonyms, yeah? So we have a banker who works for a bank and a gangster who works for the government, the mafia. A member of the banking industry seen as dishonest. I think this word came up around 2008 when there was the economic crisis. And in Ireland and in England and in Spain, many of the banks were about to go bankrupt. They were about to go to the wall, yeah? And what happened was the government, the expression is to bail out the banks so that they don't collapse, that they don't go to the wall, so that they don't go bankrupt. And the government were spending billions, probably billions, to keep the banks afloat, to keep them swimming. And a lot of people got angry with this, yeah? Why do the banks get this special treatment when people with small businesses or houses lost everything? And so the word here is the bankster, a bankster, meaning the banks are not the best people. Okay, what's next? All right, that's it. We're going to have a look here now. All right, look at this. Last bit. We're going to create some portmanteaus. So the first one. So we got the words on the left: banana, biography, Britain, documentary, jeans, and motor. So that's in column A, and then column B we have drama, exit, hotel, leggings, picture, and toffee. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to have a look at them, give you a minute, think about which words combine, okay, which two words combine, and what is the word that we can create. I'll give you a first one, okay? Banana and toffee. And I'll give you a clue. It's a dessert, funnily enough. Probably one of my favorite desserts in the whole world. Not so typical in Spain, but I know in Ireland people love it. And it is, anyone? It is banoffee. Banoffee. Hang on. Banoffee. Banoffee. Alright. Oh, image. Banoffee pie. Yum, 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 yum. Very delicious. Like really, really, really delicious, everybody. Okay? All right. Let's look at the next one. What do we got? We've got biography. What word can I match that with? Biography and picture. Biography and picture. Now, what is the portmanteau of this word? It is a biopic. A biopic. Last weekend, I went to the cinema to see a biopic about Nelson Mandela. You know, it's kind of a film that's a biography. Okay, everyone's favorite mistake of the 21st century. It's Britain and the word exit. Yeah, Britain's a fantastic idea to Brexit, the European Union, to leave the European Union. All right, good. As bad ideas go, that's up there with the best, I think. The next one is documentary. Documentary. Documentary drama. A documentary drama is what do you think? It's a docudrama. A docudrama, so that might be, it's a documentary, but maybe they actually use actors or something for a scene, just to reenact a situation or something, and they use actors, which, so obviously it's not real. So it's a docudrama. All right, next one. I had never heard of this word. It is jeans and leggings, which combined together give us the word jeggings. I have to say I've never heard of this word. I do know jeans and shorts, which seem to be very, it seems to be all the rage still here in Alicante. Jeans and shorts, we have the word jorts. Sorry, I did the last one in my eagerness. Motor, hotel, it gives us the American word, very typical in the movies. It's the motel, notel, everybody. All right, the motel, the hotel at the side of the roads. Okay, we've got one more. So we have screen, show business, situational, spoon, telephone, and work. And then in column B, we have alcoholic, comedy, haha, a fork. No, hang on. Yeah, this time doesn't it? Marketing, romance, and a snapshot. So the first one is screen plus snapshot gives us a snapshot. Sorry, a screenshot. My cat is looking at me. She's distracting me. Sorry. A screenshot. You take a screenshot, yeah? Okay, next one. Not really sure about this word, but show business and romance, and which gives us the word, the portmanteau of showmance. I guess that's when an actor and an actress, like A-list Hollywood stars, are going out together, they're dating or whatever. The next one is situational. Situational and the word comedy. Situational comedy gives us the word sitcom. Sitcom, an example of sitcom would be Friends, yeah? The American TV show Friends. Group of friends living in an apartment, going to a cafe. It's a situations. Rom-com, romantic comedy, sitcom, situational comedy. Now, the next word was new for me as well. It's spoon and fork, which gives us the portmanteau of spork. Spork. One of my students said she has a kid, she has a young child, and the child uses a spork. Okay, we should all know the next one. Telephone, marketing, and we all know this word. It's telemarketing. Telemarketing. Telework, you could say. And then the last one, nobody's favorite, work. An alcoholic is someone who cannot stop working. They are a workaholic. Workaholic, chocoholic, shopaholic, someone who has like maybe a problem, you know, like they just can't stop shopping. Shopaholics, workaholics. What else is there? Chocoholic, and there's another one, but I can't think of it. Anyway, all right. That pretty much is it, everybody. That is the origins. So what have we learned today? We learned the origins of the word brunch with some other portmanteaus, screenshot, internet, webinar. Really nice. I thought usually on Sundays I stream a game, but I just thought I'd do this today. I've uploaded some phrasal verb videos as well. If you go on to the playlists, yeah, if you go to the community channel, the community page on videos, I think I've done 3, and I've uploaded a new episode of Fallout. I'll be doing another one today at some point. And last night I uploaded a lesson on driverless buses in Seoul, in Korea, and we're talking about the first conditional. It's going to be a 2-part video. I uploaded part 1 last night, and I'll do part 2 in the next day or 2, and I'll upload that, which is more of the grammar part of the lesson. I was thinking it's quite short today. We've only been going half an hour, right? So I was thinking we could do something else. And hang on, just give me a second. This is something I really like, and I often play it with my students in a big department store. So let's just play a quick game of this. It's called Food Guesser, and it gives us a picture of food. It tells us the ingredients, and I think you have like 5 chances, maybe 5 chances to guess where the food comes from. I think after the 3rd guess, it tells you the name. So sometimes that's a big clue. Shall we have a go? Let's go for it. All right, here we are. So you can play it daily for free. It's fun. Okay. What is that? Let's have a look. It reveals after 2 guesses. Now, excuse my poor pronunciation. Gruyere cheese, white wine, garlic flour, eggs, milk, bread rolls, mustard, nutmeg, pepper. This dish is a crispy, deep-fried cheese delicacy. I nearly said something else there because I had another idea. I'll explain in a moment. Deep-fried cheese delicacy, perfect for a sweet, savory treat. Made by wrapping thick slices of cheese in seasoned batter. It's then fried to a golden brown. The outside is crunchy, while the inside remains gooey and rich, offering a delightful contrast in textures. Often served as an appetizer or snack, it pairs wonderfully with a refreshing beverage or salad. It looks delicious. I nearly said Chinese here, deep-fried Chinese delicacy, because some students this week told me about a thing here in Spain called fried ice cream. Fried ice cream? What the hell, Brian? How can you fry ice cream? This was my first question as well. But it's a thing, and the reason why I said Chinese there is I was thinking about it. My students say it's very typical in Chinese restaurants here that you can buy fried ice cream. I think it's kind of like this picture. They put a kind of thing, they put a batter or something around the ice cream, they deep fry it, and then they put chocolate over it, and when you open it, it's like nice gooey ice cream, you know. Sounds really good. Now let's have a look at this. I have a guess. Gruyere. I don't know what Gruyere cheese is. White wine garlic. I'm thinking. Any ideas? I am thinking France. Borders. Okay, we're on the borders of France. Maybe it says over here, look, the direction. It's kind of west, northwest. Holland, Netherlands. Hot. We're getting closer. Belgium. Hot. Man. Germany. Malakoff. German. German? Maybe. Could be German. Let's check. God damn it. So it's not France, it's not Netherlands, not Belgium. I thought it must be Germany, but if it isn't Germany, it has got to be. It has got to be Poland. Switzerland, god damn it. Looks nice though. Yeah, they're into all that fondue stuff, yeah? I would definitely say yum, 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 yum. Wow, 96% said yum, and 45 people said ugh, disgusting. Maybe they are eggs, fried beef, tomatoes, onions, jalapenos, cilantro, garlic, salt, tortilla. There's the eggs, tomatoes, jalapenos, and some sort of dip. The dish features shredded dried beef that is rehydrated and cooked with beaten eggs to create a savory scramble, often enhanced with chopped tomatoes, jalapenos, etc. It's a breakfast. It has to be Mexico, right? It has to be jalapenos for breakfast. Boom! Machado con huevos. Traditional Mexican dish. It looks absolutely delicious. Ooh, 89% said yum and 11% said pass. Okay, guys, we've got 5,000 points. Lolly cake, $8. That's our clue. Sweetened condensed milk, malt, biscuits, butter, fruit-flavored lollies. This dish is a delightful no-bake treat that combines crushed malt biscuits with colourful chewy candies held together by a mixture of sweetened condensed milk and melted butter. It has to be the USA, right? That just sounds US. Ah, ice cold. Okay. The place that I can think of that doesn't have that has dollars and is far away from sorry, 1 second. It's far away from America. It has to be Australia, right? Cool. So if it's not Australia, it's got to be New Zealand. It's got to be New Zealand. Boom! Very good, very good. The clue there was the dollars. I would never have got that in without the sign, you know, for the money. For the money, honey. All right, final score. 11,139. Your score? Above average, everyone. Above average, I guess. Well, no, it is average, right? This is the high one. Okay. Average score is 11,574. We messed it up with the first one. We could have done better on the first one. All right. Good stuff. So again, the word of the day.
Portmanteau.
Portmanteau. And plural?
Portmanteaus.
Portmanteaus. We looked at some portmanteaus today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please press like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. There's going to be a lot more videos. I'm going to be doing a lot more grammar, vocabulary, idiomatic expressions, and also I'm going to be doing Fallout 4 for a while. But I'm uploading the videos for that, short videos, maybe half an hour or so, you know, and you can watch me learn how to play Fallout, because I've never played Fallout before and it's really difficult at the beginning, so I'm just getting used to it. I'm getting used to it. It's Sunday here. It's 12:15 in sunny Spain. I hope you're well, and I want you to enjoy the rest of the weekend, okay? Ireland are playing Hungary today, so there's a big football match at 3 o'clock, and we have to win. If we win, we will go to the World Cup. First conditional, future conditional. If we win, we will go to the World Cup next summer in America. Now, that's another question. Will we win? I doubt it. I doubt it. I think it's highly unlikely that we will win. We're not very good, although we beat Portugal the other night. I'll leave you there. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.